when Jesus spoke, lots of people would come listen. Remember the house where the paralyzed man got healed? It was so crowded. Whenever Jesus would teach, crowds of people would come around. Well, the same thing happened. Well, when that happened, Jesus got tired because he would heal people, he would pray for people, and you know what? He was God, but he also had a human body, and that body would get tired. And so one day, he told his friends, you know what? I'm tired. Let's go over onto the lake and go across a sea to the other side. And so his friends, who were fishermen, they said, okay, Jesus. And so they set out. And oh, have you ever been on a boat and it's so comfortable? Those nice waves, the soft breeze. And sooner or later, Jesus fell asleep. Now, do you know that this is the only place in the Bible that it ever mentions that Jesus slept? It's the only place in the Bible where it says Jesus slept. And so he's so at peace and calm, he's fallen asleep. Well, soon a big wind started to blow. And it got so windy that the waves, instead of being calm, the waves got bigger and bigger and bigger. And pretty soon the waves were so huge that they were almost coming into the boat. And Jesus' friends started getting worried. They're like, uh-oh, I know we're fishermen. I know we're kind of used to bad weather, but this is really bad. This is like one of the worst storms we've ever had. I think the water is going to come into the boat. And you know what? The water started to come in. And the fishermen, Jesus' friends, they started to get worried. Then they look over at their friend. They said, he's still sleeping. Doesn't he feel the storm? It's starting to rain on us. We're getting wet. And Jesus was like, he is calm asleep. He's not even being woken up. And so they keep thinking, they keep trying to row and row, but the waves are getting harder and harder and harder. And the water keeps coming in more and more. Finally, they're so scared that they say, Jesus, Jesus, wake up, wake up. And guess what? Jesus woke up and he goes, oh. And his friends look at him. He stands up on the boat, and his friends are so scared. And they say, Jesus, Jesus, don't you care that we're about to drown? Don't you care that we're going to die out here? And you know what? Sometimes we can be like that too. Sometimes we have a big problem, and we think Jesus doesn't care. We think like maybe he's silent. We're like, Jesus, don't you care that I'm in this big problem? And Jesus looks at him, and he says, why are you scared? Why are you scared? Aren't I here in the boat with you? And then he says to them, where is your faith? Where is your faith? In other words, haven't you seen me heal people? Didn't you see the paralyzed man get healed? Didn't you see me turn the 5 breads and the fish into all the food for 5,000 people? Didn't you see me heal the paralytic man for the leprosy? And he's saying, where's your faith? If I'm here in the boat with you, even in the big storm, nothing's going to separate you from my love. And so he said, to show them that he could even control the weather, he looked at the storm and he said, peace, be still. That means he told the waves to be quiet. And guess what? The waves calmed down and they stopped. And all of a sudden the water was smooth. And the apostles, they looked at him and they were kind of afraid in a good way. They looked at him and said, whoa, who is this that even the storms can obey him? And they believed in him that day. And so Jesus wants us to remember this, that when we have a problem, he is listening. It says in the Bible that he is near those who have problems. When we have problems, he's closer than ever. It may not feel like it, but we got to remember the word. The word. Nothing can separate us from God's love. And when we remember the word, then Jesus said, there's your faith. And he calms the storm. All right, so we're going to watch a little